The South Today bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, Christchurch's central hub is getting an upgrade, closing in on revitalising the space to draw more to the area. A Dunedin radio station manager turns off the mic for the last time after showcasing local music for over 2 decades. And Queenstown Airport shines in rainbow colours, adding a touch of glamour to this year's Pride celebrations. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. Christchurch contractors are busy working on the next phase of the city's central hub revamp. It's part of a major redevelopment project in the area, years in the making.
There's a lot of action in Cathedral Square. Contractors are working on the last phase of a $3.6 million revamp of the city's central hub, on the southeast corner beside the Distinction Hotel and Spark building. The work involves re-levelling the ground, relaying paving and installing additional lighting and street furniture. The security camera network in the area is also being upgraded. The whole project is due to be finished in time for the busy spring-summer season, with landscaping and paving work in other parts of the square already completed. The Christchurch City Council is hoping the completed works will entice more people back into the central city and re-establish it as the beating heart of Christchurch. Meanwhile, demolition work is set to begin next month at the northwest corner of Cathedral Square. The first stage will see earthquake-damaged buildings surrounding the former Ridges Hotel demolished, with that work expected to be completed by April next year. That will then trigger the next stage of works, which will see a major redevelopment of the vacant hotel and the surrounding area. In Christchurch, the South Today.
The controversial proposed terrace airport might have its flight paths in place, with mock-ups for potential designs being revealed. Christchurch Airport released documents and video footage today showing what direction the runway could face and which central Otago areas would be affected by the plane's flight path. Plans show the flights would approach from the north and south, with planes departing over Cromwell or the Lindis Valley. Videos of the flight path show the expected aircraft noise while flying over certain areas, which has been one of the biggest complaints against the controversial airport. With the proposed designs, the runway would be 2,600 metres long, capable of accommodating flights to and from as far as Southeast Asia. A Christchurch Airport representative says around 4 million passengers could be flying in and out of the region by 2050. A long-standing Dunedin radio station manager has decided it's time to change the record as he sets his sights on a different career. Sean Norling is saying goodbye to Radio 1 after 21 years, capping off his long career dedicated to showcasing local music.
After 21 years of manning the turntables, Radio 1 station manager Sean Norling is hanging up the headphones. The 46-year-old was appointed as a station manager back in 2010, with his efforts helping save the station a year later, when their funders were in financial turmoil. Radio 1 is wholly owned by the Otago University Students Association, using the platform to provide up-and-coming musicians and media minds a training ground to gain more experience. The non-commercial organisation plays an important role for young talent in Dunedin, ensuring they have a platform to be heard on a national and even international level.
Local music is something that we all feel in the deepest kind of depths of our soul, and so a lot of my focus has been in that space as well.
Norling says Dunedin's rich musical heritage attracted him to the city in the early 2000s. He hopes the local music scene will continue to grow after his departure.
Culture and music is a currency that people will never value properly, but it's just what makes everything beautiful as far as I'm concerned. So please keep on making that music.
Norling admits leaving the student radio station after more than 2 decades wasn't an easy choice, but feels it's the right time for him to move on and pursue some other goals. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A young Dunedin athlete has made his way back home from the other side of the world after competing in handball on an international stage.
John Barham is already back into training following his exit at the Under-19 World Champs in Croatia and is now setting his sights on some more game experience. The New Zealand Under-19 handball team finished bottom of their group at this year's Men's Youth World Champs, but that hasn't dampened Barham's aspirations in the sport. The 18-year-old says even though the squad didn't get the results they wanted, it was still an enjoyable experience playing on the world stage.
It was a lot of fun with the guys, we had plenty of fun. We were very focused on the tournament, but we still enjoyed ourselves over there. The country itself, it was beautiful. Met a lot of cool people over there.
He says the competition taught him to play for the team, not just individually, improving his game with the knowledge he gained from his time playing in an international tournament. Barham's now getting barred up for this year's Oceania Youth Handball Champs, where he'll be fighting to secure a spot for the team at the next Men's Youth World Championships in 2025. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A dazzling display of inclusivity illuminated the skies above Queenstown Airport on Friday, celebrating the onset of Winter Pride. It's the 20th anniversary of Pride in the central Otago town, with the airport corporations adding a touch of glamour to their celebrations.
Under the strips of vibrant rainbow lights, these drag queens are showcasing some colourful flair on Queenstown Airport's runway. This year's Pride Week celebrations officially started on Friday as Airways Control Tower got lit up in some radiant colours to mark the occasion. Queenstown Airport CEO Glenn Sowry says the company's been celebrating Winter Pride for the past 5 years, demonstrating their commitment to welcoming all communities.
I think the opportunity this year in partnership with Airways to light up the tower is just a fantastic way of us demonstrating what's been a super strong relationship.
Winter Pride co-director Martin King believes the airport's initiative highlights the significance of celebrating the event and welcoming a more diverse and inclusive society.
I think it's an evolution of seeing organisations, businesses, no matter what shape or size in Queenstown, really get in behind Pride, understand the importance not just for once a year, but to invest in making our communities here safer and more inclusive.
Queenstown Airport hopes dressing its control towers in rainbow colours will spread a powerful message of support to all communities, but the company admits there's still more work to do in reinforcing their commitment. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. Ultramarathon runners line up to tackle the Great Naseby Water Race, and artists look to restore some Dunedin Public Gallery artwork using special tools and techniques from the 1950s.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Some determined athletes put their stamina to the ultimate test recently, getting put through their paces in an annual Central Otago competition. The Great Naseby Water Race Ultra Marathon had participants running for days, which may seem crazy to some, but others say it's a hell of a good time.
A huge sigh of relief as these runners cross the finish line at this year's Great Naseby Water Race Ultra Marathon. Around 150 people from across the country took part in the competition, looking to put their endurance to the ultimate test, with some coming from as far as Whitianga. The Ultra Marathon is held in the Naseby Forest every August. Starting last Wednesday, runners followed a 10-kilometre loop track until finishing their respective races.
It's a small, locally run event, and it just feels like a little family. There's no too many rules and regulations and everything.
Competitors will put through their paces in a range of different distances, with some determined runners attempting to tackle the 200-mile run across 4 days. Event organiser Jill Wolfe is pleased with the continuing growth of the competition and is stoked with the massive support shown by spectators.
Runners couldn't do it without their support crew, honestly. They are there, they've got their food ready for them, they're running with them, not pacing them necessarily, some potentially do, but most of them are just keeping them out there, talking to them, making sure they're staying on track and staying motivated.
Wolfe says all profits from the volunteer run event will go towards the Naseby Charitable Development Trust, using the money to continue maintaining the forest trails. In Naseby, the South Today.
A group of Kaitahu artists are hoping to preserve a piece of art at the Dunedin Public Gallery using traditional techniques from the 1950s. Plans to repaint the walls of the gallery are posing a threat to the artwork, but the team may have found a way to solve the problem.
Etching a crayon onto a sheet of plastic film, as these Kaitahu artists work to preserve art using an ancient Maori technique. The archaeological recording process has been used to preserve Maori rock art since the 1950s. Now this group's using it to trace an artwork produced by Ross Hemera in 2021. Maori archaeologist Dr. Gerard Regan formed a team of artists to help preserve the piece after plans to repaint the gallery's walls left its future hanging in the balance.
It's a really interesting process to be going back to the process of tracing and looking at the different kinds of issues and techniques and judgments and decisions that we've got to make to produce these tracings.
O'Regan says restoring rock art is much easier today thanks to the assistance of digital cameras and software, but he believes there's benefits in doing it the old ways.
You don't get that close-up detailed look at the actual the strokes and the painting marks and that in quite the same way as you do when you're forced to make a tracing.
He says preserving Maori rock art this way is a lengthy but rewarding process, with the tracings likely to remain in the art gallery in the short term. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Christchurch contractors move on to the next phase of the Cathedral Square revamp as it looks on track for completion. Radio 1 station manager Sean Norling says goodbye after 21 years as he looks to embark on a new career path. And Queenstown Airport control towers are full of colour, lit up with rainbow stripes to celebrate 5 years of Winter Pride. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello Mike.
Evening Hannah.
What can we expect in the paper?
Well, a very different airport story to that one.
Right.
We've got images and proposal and some more details of the proposed airport at Terrace, showing where the runway is going to go and what the flight paths are likely to be. If it goes ahead, it's still got to get sent, and that's not going to be heard till next year, but at least give people an idea of what may be in their backyard very shortly.
Yeah, great to see that indication. Yes, what else can we expect?
We've also got details of the radiology department at Dunedin Hospital, which has been regarded as high risk by the organisation that audits these things. We've got details of our Year of the Farmer competition and the people who are finalists in it.
Okay, lovely, yep.
And follow up to that awful crash at Waihola yesterday with some details about the road there.
Okay, well thank you for your coverage. Yes, something else?
Oh yes, on a brighter note, that fresh section with food and fashion tomorrow. We've got an interview with the winner of the Hokanui fashion design competition.
Oh lovely, we look forward to that. Thank you for sharing, Mike.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by Mall Map. the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, well, it's looking like a long spell of fine weather for the region, stretching through the weekend and well into the first week of spring. Heading to the top of the South Island, fine with light winds and 16 in Nelson tomorrow, with Greymouth and Christchurch also enjoying beautiful conditions with highs of 15 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. A great day through here tomorrow with clear skies and light east to northeast winds. 15 degree highs for Ashburton and Timaru, with Oamaru heading for 14. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. Lovely and fine through here with light northerly breezes. By numbers, 14 for Queenstown, 15 in Wanaka and up to 16 degrees in Alexandra. Heading further south, nor'westerlies are inbound with blue skies and a run of 14 degree highs. That's for Gore, Balclutha and the Catlins. Across to Invercargill, fine with westerlies and down to 5 tonight. The next 2 days look gorgeous with lots of sunshine and nor'westerlies. Tomorrow's high will be 15, followed by 16 degrees on Thursday. And finally heading to Dunedin. Fine and cold tonight as it drops down to just 1 degree, but the next 2 days look stunning with light northerlies and sunshine and 14 degree highs both Wednesday and Thursday to round off the winter season. And that's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
You're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer. You owe it to yourself to have a MoleMap. MoleMap is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need. From answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today. UPVC Windows and Doors is a local Dunedin company who manufacture, install and service everything they make. Sign up this month for a free glass upgrade. Call UPVC Windows and Doors today.
Welcome everyone to the 30th Special Rigs for Special Kids. This is a day for a child to get to know the driver, to experience what we experience every day. Go for a ride in the truck. Once again, that's a real big event on Dunedin's calendar, and thank you for your support. See you on the road.
Thank you, Greg.